Number 9. Anunaki Aliens. Most conspiracy theorists believe that shape-shifting alien reptiles have infiltrated the human population with sinister plans to enslave us. These ill-intending individuals, known as Anunnaki, hide in plain sight, mingling with powerful politicians and other elite members of society. Some people even think that the Anunnaki arrived on Earth around 200,000 years ago and created humans as a slave race to mine gold. They engineered our existence using their own DNA, which they have the ability to inactivate bits and pieces of in order to stop us from becoming as smart as them. The Anunnaki supposedly brought sophisticated technology with them and passed it on to the people they created, making ancient societies more advanced than we are today. But this technology was allegedly lost at some point in time, and modern experts have only been able to find scant remains of it at best. In recent years, rumors have circulated online about the discovery of a body belonging to an Anunnaki king. The unusually well-preserved remains were reportedly found in Iran. A Most Interesting Things article from late last year claims to have connected news of the discovery to the Russian media. The Anunnaki king's body was supposedly discovered by a team of workers who were digging a foundation for a home when they came across a mausoleum containing 3 coffins. Archaeologists allegedly determined that the site was part of a city dating back to sometime between 12,000 and 10,000 years ago. Iranian authorities disputed these claims according to the article and announced that the remains were 850 years old. There hasn't been any credible evidence that the discovery was actually real. It doesn't appear in any mainstream news sources, and the websites that do discuss it are very noticeably dedicated to conspiracy theories, which means they are most likely not based on proven facts. The details are vague and don't add up, and there are no signs of respected scholars getting behind the story. Number 8. Disney created Frozen as a distraction. For over 50 years now, people have been captivated by rumors that Walt Disney was cryogenically frozen after his death in 1966, with possible plans to be brought back to life once the technology to do so was created. There are different variations of the myth, with some claiming that only Disney's head was frozen, while others say that his whole body was preserved. These stories got even wilder after the movie Frozen came out in 2013, when people who were trying to Google the conspiracy theories kept encountering links related to the movie. Their frustrations led them to believe that Disney created Frozen to complicate Google searches and to distract people from finding out about Walt Disney's cryogenically frozen body. In reality, Walt Disney was cremated 2 days after he died from lung cancer. But that's not as fun or interesting to believe as the idea of his body being suspended in a frozen state. And so the rumors continue to this day, with many claiming that Disney's remains are being stored beneath the Pirates of the Caribbean ride at Disneyland in Anaheim, California, until the time comes for him to be resurrected. Number 7. Prince Charles is a vampire. The British royal family has connections to many different countries. In 2011, Prince Charles revealed that he's related to Vlad the Impaler, a 15th century Romanian prince who inspired Bram Stoker's Dracula. He discovered this genetic link back in 1998 when he learned that he's Vlad's great-grandson 16 times removed. Prince Charles has always been fond of Romania. He owns several properties there and was promoting his interest in the country when he announced the familial connection between himself and the so-called real-life Dracula. Naturally, some people were quick to conclude that Prince Charles must be a vampire. Most people realize that vampires aren't real, but to those who believe in them, the links between Prince Charles and Vlad the Impaler were enough to prove that the heir to the British throne secretly feasts on blood and is allergic to sunlight. Number 6. The world ended in 2012. In 2012, scientists at the European Organization for Nuclear Research discovered the Higgs boson, an elementary particle with properties that help to explain why some particles have a mass. Nicknamed the God particle, it's the only particle of its kind that has ever been observed. You might remember that many people believe the world would end on December 21, 2012 because the ancient Mayan calendar lost count somewhere around that date. After Higgs boson was discovered, conspiracy theorists built on this belief, claiming that the scientists at CERN accidentally created a black hole that swallowed the world and then immersed us all in a simulation. Simply put, the world ended in 2012 and nothing we're experiencing now is real. The theory also argues that the world is afflicted with something called the Mandela effect, which is when people remember an event or thing that never happened or existed. CERN doesn't have the energy required to create a black hole. Anyway, this doesn't stop people from thinking that it happened. The agency has been at the center of numerous conspiracy theories in recent years, including the belief that it's planned to turn its Large Hadron Collider into a portal of hell, and that scientists are trying to summon a god or time travel. There's simply no evidence to back up any of these claims, but conspiracy theories are great examples of how people find ways to explain and rationalize beliefs that are not necessarily grounded in reality. So it's not surprising that rumors like these continue to circulate. Did you believe the world was gonna end in 2012? What about now? Are we just in a simulation? What is real? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below, and if you're liking this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe buttons if you haven't already. Number 5. Planet X. Scientists believe that there may be an undiscovered planet deep in our solar system. If Planet 9 exists, it's probably around the size of Neptune. Its highly elongated orbit may far surpass Pluto, and it could take anywhere from 10,000 to 20,000 years for the planet to complete one orbit around the Sun. For now, Planet 9 is theoretical. Experts admit that they've never actually observed it, and have explained its possible existence using mathematics and computer simulations. They're currently searching for the hypothetical planet. Of course, conspiracy theorists have found ways to turn the idea into something completely unrealistic. In 1995, a woman named Nancy Leader claimed that aliens sent her messages through an implant that they had put in her brain. They allegedly told her that a planet called Nibiru will crash into the world and cause it to end in 2003. This obviously never happened since we're all still here. A well-known end-times theorist named David Meade, who has tried and failed to predict the apocalypse several times, helped popularize the idea of a planetary collision. He and other believers have put the world's end date in the years 2011, 2012, and 2018, and yet it never happens. The sheer number of failed predictions should tell us that the Nibiru-Earth collision is more fantasy than fact. But many people latch on to conspiracy theories, and the effects can be damaging. Several years ago, NASA planetary astronomer David Morrison reported receiving as many as 5 emails daily about the Nibiru-Earth collision. He said at least once a week, someone as young as 11 years old told him that they were considering suicide over it. Conspiracy theories often seem strange yet harmless, but they can in fact harm people, especially those who are most vulnerable to believing this. Number 4. The Denver Airport. Conspiracy theories about the Denver International Airport in Colorado have been whispered about for over 20 years. Some of the most popular claims allege that a secret society, the Illuminati, the New World Order, or perhaps the Freemasons have controlled the airport ever since it opened in 1995. The idea stems from a dedication plaque near the airport's south entrance, which contains a time capsule with a Freemason symbol on it. People have also reported finding strange markings throughout the airport, which some believe are from a secret or alien language. But there is no evidence to suggest that the Freemasons operate the transit hub or that they have any involvement in its operations whatsoever. Another conspiracy theory claims that there's a secret bunker or network of bunkers hidden beneath the baggage terminal. The alleged subterranean hideout is supposedly meant to house billionaires, politicians, and other elites in the event of an apocalyptic catastrophe. Construction workers who built the airport sparked these rumors when they saw what they believed were bunker entrances at the site. They also became suspicious when a sophisticated baggage system that came at a multi-million-dollar price tag failed to work properly. There is a pair of 7,000-foot tunnels beneath the Denver airport which run adjacent to its underground train, but they're not secret. They were designed as a safe house for important people. In fact, they're used every day by employees who transport luggage between planes, ticket counters, and baggage claim areas. These are just some of the many conspiracy theories surrounding the airport. Instead of trying to put these rumors to rest, CEO Kim Dae embraces DIA's mysterious reputation, according to Senior Public Information Officer Heath Montgomery. Speaking with the Denver Post in 2016, he said, "We decided a few years ago that rather than fight all of this and try to convince everybody there's nothing really going on, let's have some fun with it." Number 3. The Earth is hollow. During the late 17th century, an English astronomer named Edmund Halley proposed that the Earth contains a 500-mile thick hollow shell, 2 inner concentric shells, and an innermost core. He believed that each shell had its own magnetic poles and that there were atmospheres separating the shells from one another. Halley's theory was disproved around the year 1774 in what became known as the Schiehallion experiment. But this didn't stop people from believing in a hollow Earth, and while the idea comes across to most people today as wildly unrealistic, it was once very popular. And you may be surprised to learn that there are still people who subscribe to the hollow Earth theory today. They claim that a secret entrance inside can be found on either the North or South Pole. In 2014, scientists discovered a water reservoir 435 miles beneath the planet's surface, containing 3 times the volume of all the oceans. Some people perceive the discovery as evidence supporting the hollow Earth theory. But as the Smithsonian STEM Visions blog explains, the water is trapped inside a bright blue rock called ringwoodite, and it's almost as if the rock is sweating. It's not a vast body of free-flowing water like what we find on the surface, and there's no logical or scientific reason to think that the Earth could possibly be hollow. Number 2. The Earth is flat. Well, if the world isn't hollow, it must be flat, right? Humans have known for thousands of years that the Earth is round. The Greeks proved it as early as 600 BC. It is a common myth that Christopher Columbus and other explorers of his time believed that the Earth is flat. Yet flat Earth theories are still going strong today, and they've attracted a concerning number of followers. Nobody knows exactly how many flat earthers there are, but the movement has gained considerable traction in recent years. Flat earthers believe that the Earth is like a disc rather than a sphere, and that we essentially live in a massive dome housing our planet, the sun, the moon, and the stars. They also claim that space isn't real, and they haven't decided whether they believe in gravity. Speaking with CNN in 2019, flat earther Robbie Davidson explained that a person won't fall off the edge of the world if they reach it, but that Antarctica represents an icy barrier around the outer reaches of the circular disk we live on. It's hard for most people to understand how a theory that was disproven centuries ago can be seen as rational. But experts have looked into the matter, and they found that flat earthers genuinely believe what they preach. To make matters even more confusing, there's a difference between the Flat Earth movement that has emerged in recent years and the Flat Earth Society, an older group that follows a different set of beliefs. In fact, the two groups adamantly disagree with one another's views. But scientists disagree with it all and maintain that they are 100% sure that the world is not flat. Number 1. The media engineered COVID-19. There are many conspiracy theories surrounding the origins of COVID-19. The alleged culprits include 5G, Bill Gates, Big Pharma, and governments of different countries. Many people believe that the virus isn't even real and that the media is perpetuating a myth in order to control and terrify us. Allegations like these downplay the seriousness of the pandemic, While it's only natural for people to question who they can trust during a scary time, is it far-fetched to conclude that the virus is a fallacy engineered by the media, or anyone else for that matter? A more realistic version of this theory claims that COVID-19 is real, but that the media is using it as a platform for instilling the population with fear. In other words, some people don't deny that the virus exists, but they think that the press is exaggerating its dangers. But even this belief is questionable, and there's not enough solid evidence to say with certainty that the media is or is not reporting on the virus with ulterior motives. Thanks for watching. Do you believe any of these conspiracy theories? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time. Bye!